Slade. Welcome to Tennessee Valley this morning on WT. Boy, it looks like there's my friend over here, as you can see. He's not sitting here, but there is a chair for my buddy. Joe and Kim Palo with you on this middle of the week Wednesday.
What day is it?
What day is it? Hump day.
Hump day.
Now watch how this just like.
This is magic. Watch
this
the
is magic.
This is
I'm
Disney
gonna
World in
my
Cleveland.
telepathic thing. I'm gonna move the
It won't
camera
work.
that way and then zoom it in. I'm gonna zoom it.
That's better.
That hurts when I do that because I've got to squint my eyes. But look how it works. Boy, that's so great.
See?
That and the fact that James is back there.
Right.
I like to think
James
it's me.
is Walt Disney.
I like to think it's
He
me.
makes the magic happen.
But it is middle of the week Wednesday. It is hump day.
It is.
We're all downhill from here, as they say.
Right.
And we had a pretty good weekend.
We did.
We did absolutely nothing.
We did.
We sat with our dogs.
It was beautiful outside.
It was.
We did. But we didn't do anything that matters.
No, we
No,
didn't.
we didn't.
Although I did take the weed eater and I cut the grass around the tires that we have just laid out in the yard. Grass is going around. And then the big washing machine, I weed eated around it outside just to.
Right.
We're going to make it a planter, I think, before too long. But yeah, so big weekend we've got now. We're into November, so right around the corner. And yesterday, I don't know if you all saw the show with Kay and Chris Free, which was a very good show. She had Ruthie Forgy on, Salvation Army, and Ruthie said from yesterday, so that's 49 today, 50 days till Christmas. Can you believe that?
No, I can't. And
It's
and
unbelievable.
there's a lot of people that are very excited, that get excited and your mom loved the holidays.
Yes, she
she would
did.
have already been putting up her tree. She would have been all excited. She didn't wait and all that. I'm one of those. I'm a bah humbugger. I mean, I am.
And I used to love Christmas when I was a kid.
But then you came and we got married, and you took all the joy out of it
did
for us,
take-
Joe. I mean, we couldn't
No, I
have the
just was
tree.
I
yeah,
just liked
you
everything
did.
to be
Right. And nobody could
put in
touch
its place,
anything.
right.
We couldn't even walk within 15 feet of
Yeah.
the tree. You spent 2 and 3 hours.
I put up the tree.
every-
The kids
right,
didn't
and for
help.
2 or 3
Just give me
hours,
the
they
ball,
weren't
Corey.
allowed
You
to.
can't put it on. Or he'd put it on, and then I'd have to move
And
it.
every day for 2 or 3 hours, you would go with toothpicks and put the garland. Yes,
Not
it was
me.
crazy. Crazy.
Not me.
Crazy. You spoiled it for all of us.
Yeah, I did.
Yes, you did.
But when I was a little kid, I used to love it because I would draw pictures and
know.
color them, and I'd
Well, you still
I'd
have
tape
those on
them
the
up.
refrigerator.
I
Put
do.
those up
I
for
do.
you.
I don't get graded on them now,
No,
which I
no.
would like to be
It's
graded on
I'll
one or
get you
two
some
every
gold
once in a while.
stars.
Please.
We'll get some gold stars.
But yeah, I always enjoyed Christmas. But I enjoy the holidays. It's just a festive time. Everybody's in such a good mood,
Right.
except for your mother. I don't know why I brought.
You know what that means?
I know, Kim. Trust me. I'm counting. I know the exact amount of days till she
Right
comes.
till the 16th. The 16th in your life.
But I
you know
love
it.
my mother-in-law.
Yes, you do.
I love her.
And she loves you
And
equally as much.
She loves me. But yeah, so she's coming. So we'll have a good Christmas.
Right.
What day does she leave? Right, the day after. I'm just asking. The day after Christmas.
A couple of days.
So a couple of days after
Couple of days.
Christmas.
Yeah.
But we'll have a good Christmas, and we've got Thanksgiving on the way, which
Yes.
is always fun. You cook usually,
I do. And I'm very happy to do so.
right? You cook well.
I do.
You make my liver stuffing.
Yes, I know. Everybody
Dressing.
that comes on the show, we talk about that. No one else has ever heard of putting chicken
Just
livers.
Ron. Ron says I haven't heard of that. Who else have you talked to?
In the dressing, and it's disgusting. I mean,
It's
not
not
to
disgusting.
mention,
Liver is
disgusting.
very good for you. A lot of iron.
Whatever. Then we'll be frying you up some cat.
I mean, I don't like beef liver,
Right.
but chicken liver. Everybody loves chicken liver.
I don't.
You fry well. I mean, you fry them up, or you put them in dressing or stuffing, like we say, and makes them taste real good. Mm-hmm. So looking forward to that. What else we got going on? Got nothing?
Well, I don't know. The Dolphins are big bullies, it seems like.
You're not bullies.
They're either a wimp or they're bullies, one of the two. You've either got the bully on one hand that's bullying this one big player. This player's the size
Who
of...
pulled your string about the Dolphins? We're talking about Thanksgiving and Christmas, and you
Because,
go right
I
to
mean,
dogging the
The
Dolphins.
guy's the size of a refrigerator, and he's letting this other player...
Who's the
just
size of a refrigerator?
Whatever. I mean, I think I would just at least punch him one good time. I mean, he's a young kid. He could take and the guy that's bullying, his name is Incognito.
Bully. I mean, listen
he's
to you.
gotta have
It's
the
not
IQ
bullying.
of, like,
The
6.
NFL is investigating. People watching are thinking, what happened is a player on the team felt like he was being hazed a little bit more than usual by a certain player.
Seeing how it's his second
Boom.
year.
That's it. Bump. He's gone, left the team just to kind of, because he's got some problems too. And the gentleman, the other player that was kind of there just talking to them about what was going on with all this. What did you do? That's all. He just, he just,
Let's take a break.
Took
John.
some
Go to
money.
commercial.
He just took
Get
some
the
money
mayor
from
back here.
It's no big deal. Everybody.
$15,000 he made him pay. Incognito.
Anyway, Incognito is his
Oh,
name.
Mr. Incognito is Incognito.
And you
out
know
of a
what?
job,
Incognito, little it's Italiano, you know what I'm saying? So he's like,
whatever.
he's a tough guy.
Yeah, he's a tough guy, but he's a fired tough guy.
Well, no, he may be. He may be. And if he did do something bad like that, that's detrimental to the team. Bad things that he's doing. But anyway, and he is listed. He is listed
I know, but you got a
as
tattletale
one of the
on the team, too.
dirtiest
Not
players.
only do you have a bully, you got a tattletale on the team now.
Kim, you act as if you've never told on anybody. You act as if you've never bullied anybody. I mean, I'm sitting here as proof. I've been bullied for 35 years. Somebody help me.
That's right.
All right. So we've got a great show in store.
We've got Mayor Tom Rowland here.
We do.
And he's going to tell us something we believe that we do not know. Or
He will. We really don't know what we're going to talk to him about.
We don't.
We'll
It's
say
always
something
fun to
about
have
the
him here.
city.
Yeah,
we'll
something
talk
about the city, something about our programming.
And something about my upbringing, because he is my
Right, he is
dad,
your dad.
you know. We'll talk about my upbringing and
So
how
he probably bullied you a little bit.
he
too.
did bully me. There was a day he bullied me.
I'm sure he did.
Him and Ron Gentry.
They bullied you.
Um,
And Tracy Shellhouse is here.
Tracy
from His
Shellhouse,
Own Pregnancy.
yes,
And
absolutely.
then, of course, Mr. Ron Moore.
and Ron Moore. So we've got a great show. We're going to
We
get
do.
right into it. So we'll be back with more
Right after this.
right after this. And I'm going to bully you during the commercial break.
And then I'll tell.
All right, we'll be back right after this.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Are you having trouble filing for disability? Seems no one is concerned about your pain, the waiting, the denials.
While some representatives will meet with you in court, we will meet with you now to discuss your plan. We'll review with you the same file that the judges will see. Call us now. Social Security Law Center at Logan Thompson.
You're entitled to better.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy. Welcome back to Tennessee Valley This Morning on WTMB. As you can tell, we are joined by our esteemed mayor, the longest living mayor in longest serving mayor.
Living.
Longest serving
Today,
mayor
living today, yeah.
in Tennessee. Of course, Mayor Tom Rowland.
Hey, go, Joe.
How's
Hey,
it going,
Kim.
Dad?
How are you?
Now you've classed up the set a little bit.
Yes.
Well, yeah, it was going pretty good. If Joe
At least
would
he's
put
wearing socks.
If
Look
Joe,
at this
I was
guy.
going to say, if Joe would put his socks on, that's terrible. Sort of like First and Edwards.
Well, the difference is I've got shoes on.
Oh, okay,
You know,
okay.
That makes it a
okay.
little different.
Your
but
birthday is about a month away.
It
A little
is a
less
month
than a
away.
month, actually.
That's right,
Okay.
December 5th.
Yeah, this is Wednesday.
And you last year, I remember you
Oh,
brought me
you'll
some-
never forget that birthday.
No, I will not. I've still
You
got those gifts. I keep them close to my heart.
You didn't chew the gum?
No, I saved it.
Oh, okay,
I'm saving it.
okay.
Yeah,
No, you
that's.
can't use it. You got to save it.
I hope I can come back again
Oh, yes,
on your birthday. Well, let's
absolutely.
surprise Joe with that. Let's don't
Let's
tell
do.
him
Let's
we
don't
don't do
tell him.
it.
He'll
Joe
forget
won't
it.
be back that
No,
day.
he's not
Oh,
coming
darn
back.
it.
I won't ask you.
Won't be back that day.
But yeah, so as you heard us talking about, we got Christmas just right around the corner.
Yeah,
if
the
you can
Christmas
believe it.
parade.
It's coming up.
You'll be
Right,
doing
and
that.
that's that same weekend.
What about the tree lighting Friday night
The
before?
tree lighting.
Friday night?
That-
Are you
know,
gonna do that?
We
You
need
gonna-
to. We need to
you
have.
need to do
yeah, we
that.
need to do
Yeah,
that as
you
well.
really do.
And we need to do it. And in all seriousness, well, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention. Obviously, you probably know that we didn't have the block party on
No,
this year.
I'm so
Inclement
disappointed.
weather. I know, that's why I was sad when you were coming, because I thought, usually we could have talked about that.
Yeah.
But no, it was inclement weather was on the way, wind, and all that kind of stuff.
We
so-
did get a better count than was published.
I'm sure.
Oh, I'm
I'm
sure.
sure. What
Yeah,
was your
they
count?
had about 14,000, actually 21,380.
Yes.
381.
No, just 380.
380, Kim.
No, that one got put in jail.
Okay.
Before it was over with.
Before it's over, we couldn't count that one.
But yeah, so and it was a success as always.
Oh, always
Block parties
good.
always is.
And you don't have to have Little Richard or Vince Vance.
No,
and Vaughn.
remember those days when
Vince Vaughn and Vince who?
Vince,
I don't know.
And Vince,
It's not Vince
not
Vaughn.
Vince Gill.
not Vince Gill, not
I
Vince,
wish.
Vince Vance and the Valiants.
Vince
Vance,
Vance, that's
Vance.
right.
And they had the #1 Christmas song for several years. All I Want for Christmas Is You, and it's still played every year.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
And so
See, I told you he'd tell us some
Yeah.
stuff.
yeah, and then of course in past years we had some other great bands too and groups to perform at the block party, 2 and 3 and 4 sometimes.
Yeah, the Coasters and
Coasters we had.
Little
yeah.
Richard,
Charlie Brown and the Coasters.
Charlie Brown. Well, actually, that was the name of the song.
Yeah, but then they call it Charlie Brown and the Coasters.
Well, they do after eventually they did that. Can we talk about programming?
let's talk about let's
All
talk
right.
about programming.
Saturday morning during
Yep.
football season, I have to watch the Cleveland High School game for about the 6th time.
Yep.
But I missed the Green Archer.
On Saturday morning, he's on
see,
other times.
You run him that night, but that's Bill Gaither time.
Right.
Yeah, that time at night.
my time.
But now,
You don't have a DVR?
what is that?
So
I
it's
think
a
he
tape
probably has
machine.
it.
I've got a reel-to-reel, but I can't do that. But
I have it too. So
yeah, but Joe, have you figured out who the Green Archer is? They got the real Green Archer and the fake Green Archer.
Yes.
The crook.
right.
I thought for a long time it was the butler because there'd be a few scenes when he was out in the back practicing with his bow and arrow.
Uh-huh.
And but
That's to throw you off.
The insurance investigator, Simon,
Yeah.
we believe is the Green Archer.
Yeah.
I think he was unmasked, then he turned around and went the other way. And I think he was the good guy who was the Green Archer.
Yeah, and they do that same kind of a problem the Green Hornet has.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, but you probably don't remember. Kim's a little older; she may remember.
Yeah, that's
but
what I'm thinking.
The old serials in the movie theaters. You go see Chapter 5, Chapter 6.
Buck Rogers.
Yeah, And then at the end of each segment, they got into death-defying issues, and you see how they got out of it. But the best time to go was when you had the last chapter of the current serial and the first chapter of the new one. You had to go back every Saturday to watch that.
And see, and now you can watch it from the comforts of your home. You don't have to go to the theater to watch it anymore.
If it's
Right,
on.
well, I wasn't allowed to go to the movies when I was
No, that's right, you couldn't.
I was
could you?
strict to go crossing.
But what about the next cereal? What are you going to have after the
Cornflakes.
Oh, good gracious alive. I've got socks on. I'm going to relax it just a little bit.
Notice how we said that together, and it was the
know.
same
Yeah, that
type
was
of
good.
cereal.
That's real talent. When you think about that.
Unrehearsed.
This Saturday, we're going to start the bell ringing of the
Yes.
Salvation Army. Ruthie may have mentioned that to you.
Yes.
And that'll be out at the mall, I think, around noontime.
And you and Mom are the first two.
We'll make the first contribution.
To the big.
You know
bucket.
how you do it in church? You'll fold up a 1 to look like a 20. Yeah.
Well-
no, I've never done that. So how do you do that?
No, what I do is I put in the 20, but I take out change.
Oh, I know
As it
you
comes
do that.
by. Yeah, I put in 20 and then I count
know you
out.
do
Just wait a
that.
minute, 5. Yeah.
But you know, that's a big event. That's something that I take a lot of pride in supporting, because you know we think about the bell ringing at Christmas time, but that Salvation Army bell rings all year long. During tornadoes and storms and other things, and families in distress.
And Ruthie does a great job.
Oh, she
I mean,
does.
She does a really good job.
She's done a great job losing weight.
I'm telling
I
you.
was gonna say that, too.
Every
Holy
time,
smokes.
and I'm friends with her on Facebook as well. And you know, her son has just gone off into the service, and then he broke his leg, so she's been having
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff with that. But she looks great.
She
and, I
does.
mean, and when she comes in, we've been having her here for what, the past 3 years. She's been coming in as long as we've had the morning show on, and just the transformation when she comes in, it's like that. That's Ruthie. You know,
Yeah.
she looks
Oh, Joe's
great.
lost weight. I wonder
Yeah,
if it's
Joe
something
has-
here that causes that.
It may be. That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Something
what
goes
I'm
in your
thinking.
genes or something. I don't know.
It is. You just all of a sudden you just start. It's just falling off. You.
I'd take a little bit of it.
Well, you know, I remember the day when you just went.
Yeah,
you
Yeah,
went,
yeah.
lost a lot of
Remember,
weight.
you used to walk the
Every
before
day.
the Greenway.
Yeah, I used to walk
The
Tinsley
trail.
Park. Tinsley Park,
Yeah.
yeah, the trail.
Park out there.
I remember that every day you would do
Since
that.
the wreck, I hadn't walked too much.
Yeah.
They
And that's
usually-
okay.
They drive me.
You still look good though.
Well, I know that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
Kim looks better.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you going to talk about the New Hope Pregnancy Center later this morning?
when we get
When
Tracy
we get
in, we
finished
will.
with all the knowledge you're imparting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's going on in the city?
Yeah,
Anything
what's
It's leaf-
happening?
well,
Yeah,
the
city?
current thing's leaf pickup time.
Leaf
Yes.
pickup.
And you should put the leaves, folks in the neighborhoods, put the leaves at the edge of your yard. Do not put them in the street for several reasons. They can become slippery when it rains, and they can clog up the drains.
Right.
Then you complain about flooding, and somebody's put some leaves in the drains. But they're picked
Wasn't
up, they're vacuumed up. But you know, I think the best thing with the leaves is to grind them up and leave them in your yard. It's good fertilizer.
That is
Yeah,
true.
it's very good.
It's
Oh, what
very
about
good.
people that burn them? Is that
They
good?
gotta
That's
be
not a
in the
good
county.
I
idea.
believe that's against the law, Joe.
Yeah.
Well, can they do it in the
Better
county?
stop doing it.
He
then.
doesn't know. He's
I'm
the
not.
city.
I'm not sure. I wouldn't recommend.
He's not Gil Frederick or anything
No,
like that.
I wouldn't recommend them burning anywhere. But leaf
Joe.
pickup time. It's a great time of the year. You folks talked about Thanksgiving and Christmas and liver dressing.
Yes.
Is that nasty?
It's very nasty, and I make the best cornbread dressing you've ever eaten.
Well,
but
we'll
it's
be over.
cornbread.
Thanks for the invite.
Well, we always go over to Mom and
Yeah,
Dad's
always
house for
come over.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we always move and don't let you
I know.
when-
Is this where the roll-ins?
No, they moved about
They
2 months
moved.
ago. Yeah, but I make a good cornbread dressing. I'm known for that.
Okay.
And you wouldn't ruin it by putting liver in it, would
No,
you?
no.
All right, let me
no,
ask
no.
you another question. See,
Okay.
everybody around, you say dressing, but we put it
Oh,
in
stuffing.
the bird.
You
Yeah.
call it stuffing.
We stuffed it in the bird.
Well, we don't stuff though. We do.
I'm not
dressing.
allowed to do that.
No,
because-
but I
No, I'm
think
not putting
you
liver
put
in
an
my
orange in the bird, and you do your dressing separately, so it'll be sure and get it cooked right.
See,
Right.
I don't.
Yeah, because
I don't
you
think
get
that's
that
healthy.
temperature right.
Now I
You
do like fried chicken livers. I love those.
See?
Yeah.
My
I told
mom
you.
does too, but we don't like it. I don't like any chicken livers, but not in the dressing. And see, I make a bread. Ours is white bread instead of cornbread. So
But now, see, her thoughts
That
about the
doesn't
liver.
sound good, but-
About the liver.
know, it doesn't
Well, the
sound
her
good.
thoughts
Cornbread doesn't.
about the liver stuffing in the bird. I'm not putting that in the bird, this liver, and making it liver in the sides of turkey. Where do you think the liver came from?
Came
From
there and you're
inside
putting
the
it
turkey.
back in there.
Yeah.
He may be a liver donor. And
Well, there you go.
That's right. So
It may not even be his liver that's in there to begin with.
Whose?
You don't know how they do those turkeys.
Who, Mayor Rowlands?
What got on the liver?
I know. No.
I tell you what I did do one
What?
time. I have won turkey making contest a couple of times. Turkey making, dressing making a couple of times. But down at City Hall we had a chili contest, and I do make good chili.
Okay.
I got behind. It was late. I go get me 2 big cans of Barilla chili, made in Nashville, the original chili. I put them in the crock pot, took them down. I won first place.
Now wait a minute. So
Nothing was said in the written. Nothing was said like Dr. Sheldon Cooper says. There's nothing in the agreement, written agreement. That
But that's either because it was really good and that chili is really good, or it's because you're the mayor.
Well, it wasn't that. It was just the fact that I guess I cheated a little bit.
That's all right.
But
You know what they say? Chili today, hot tamale.
that's right, Joe. That was.
I just threw it out there. I don't know.
dated that way.
The levity of the
Still
show.
he wears his leisure suit to church, doesn't he?
The big collars.
Actually, Joe, I agree with you on the liver.
Okay.
And the dressing. And oysters. I don't like oysters in the dressing either.
No.
Nothing to be thankful for if you have dressing with oysters.
Absolutely. Very true. Now, let's just talk about that for a minute. Along with your cornbread dressing, what else do you have? Does Mom make the turkey? Do you make the turkey?
No, we buy the turkey. We don't make the turkey.
Okay, all right. So, but I mean, you cook a nice turkey, a whole turkey, turkey breast.
No, the whole turkey.
Okay.
I think the turkey, the ambiance has to have the whole turkey sitting in the middle of the table. And somebody comes in all of a sudden, what's happened to the turkey? Oh, we just got it all cut up for you. Yeah. It just doesn't have the same ambiance.
But see, most people, and I don't know, I say most people.
Sometimes Dan Cook bakes our turkey for us.
Does he?
Yes.
Well, he does a really good job.
He does. But I make the dressing.
Right. Do you
And-
have like sweet potatoes?
Oh, well, have some kind of casserole that's got those marshmallows on top and
Marshmallows on top.
sweet potatoes, but we call it pumpkin, because it's that time of the year.
I don't eat
He
yams.
doesn't. Now listen, I make a sweet potato casserole,
That sounds good.
which is wonderful. It's
Macaroni
sweet,
and
he can eat-
cheese.
But he won't eat it, but he'll eat pumpkin pie, and there is absolutely no difference.
He wouldn't know the difference. You wouldn't
No,
tell him.
he
Just
Well,
wouldn't
mis-
know
sweet potatoes I've
mislabel
always
it.
thought were yams. We never.
Well,
I
down
never-
south they are yams. In
See?
Louisiana they're yams.
my mom we got the yams in a can, and that was always what we gave to the food
Well,
drive.
that was the
I
New
never
Jersey
ate-
stuff. That's when you were in Jersey.
I never ate yams.
On the shore.
Yeah.
There's a little show about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat the yams. So along with
Why
that,
wouldn't
is
you?
what that-
Why wouldn't
I didn't like yams.
Do you like greens?
I love greens.
Love
I
greens.
love
Collards and kale.
Yes.
Kale has a lot of iron, and it's good for you.
yes, and any green.
I never liked turnip greens because I thought the best part of the turnip greens is the turnip that's in the ground.
See, now I
I
can't
thought the
tell
greens
much-
was a byproduct.
I can't tell the difference between a turnip green and a collard green. To
Well,
me,
collard green has a bigger leaf, and it smells different when you cook it.
Right.
I know, but it's good.
I've never cooked turnips, so there's no way that you would even know
Not
that
a
you
turnip,
don't know.
a turnip green.
I haven't
I've
cooked
had it
turnip green.
before.
You
Kim, at
probably
Western
cook-
sizzling.
You probably cook rutabagas.
No,
That's
my
the
dad
same as
did
a
not
turnip.
like rutabagas, and so I just still being the daddy's girl that I am, I won't do rutabagas.
Rutabaga sounds like an old car, you know.
Yeah, rutabaga. Yeah, got an old 72
Rutabaga.
Yeah, that sounds good too.
But I don't like those as well. I don't know if I like the roots as well. But you know what? Back then we always boiled them in water. But now that you roast those root vegetables, they're a whole lot better.
I don't. I still boil them in
You
water.
still boil them in water? So I would
Take your
roast them.
rutabaga, slice it, and put a little sugar in the water.
Oh,
Cook it till it's real tender,
What does a rutabaga taste like?
a turnip.
like a turnip. It is a turnip.
Something like the green?
It is a turnip,
No, it's not
but
the
the
green, it's
greens
the
are
white
different.
part.
The greens are the top on the top of the turnip.
All right, now let me ask you this.
underground. It's
Why
like
would
a
you?
celery.
What about poke salad? That
poke
usually grows
salad.
wild.
It's a bag salad.
But it's a bag salad. See, I didn't know a poke was a bag when I first moved here.
Yeah, give me a poke of onions.
Yes,
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
It was like poke. but I
Where
don't
did you
know.
come from?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I ask every day.
I know, I was here.
What
and
planet
then
are you
I
from?
went to Florida, and then when I came back, I'd never heard of a poke being a bag. And so, and I know he didn't.
Kim, everybody knows what a poke
And
is.
she probably never has gone and said, "Give me a dope."
Yeah.
Yeah, dope. Drink a dope.
Right.
What color?
I got one.
Oh, you got one. You married one for a long time. Yeah.
Okay.
Years.
He really is. I'll tell you.
All right. So let's talk about just not the leaves with the city, but what else is going on? What else can we look forward to? Now I know
Now,
coming
you're
up.
not supposed to bag your leaves.
Yeah,
either.
okay.
You
No,
don't
no.
bag your leaves?
Well, you can. Yeah, you can. They'll pick them up if you bag them,
Okay.
but
It's a waste of bags.
it wastes a bag. Yeah, you just chop them up and make it fertilizer.
What if you don't have a
But
chopper?
then the city wouldn't have
You got a
anything to do,
lawnmower.
would
You
they?
have a lawnmower.
Oh, you
you
just-
just mow your.
Yeah, you
Mow
it,
over the
chops 'em up,
pile?
yeah.
I didn't ever think.
And
of
they're
We just
gone.
have
And they're not
pine
going to
needles.
blow back in the yard that way
Right.
That's true.
before we
too.
come pick them up. Have a lot of paving projects going on.
Okay.
Of course, we got Exit 20. That's the biggest traffic project we have now. And
Now,
it
when's
isn't-
that going to be fully
I
completed?
have no idea,
All right,
Joe.
All right, I just thought.
What I
mean,
hear
you know.
today,
Way
but
to
change
ask.
tomorrow. But
Thanks for asking,
Sorry.
though.
there are 3 projects.
All right.
Okay.
There's Exit 20 itself.
All right.
The present bridge going over I-75
Mm-hmm.
will remain where it is. They'll build the new bridge next to it, and then they'll either tear the old one down and build another one, or somehow widen that one to make 5 lanes across
okay,
there.
Okay.
The ramps will be widened. They've already been widened somewhat. And then a new interchange called Interstate Connector South, which will be on the south side of APD 40, not far from Exit 20. That will go into the property that's being developed at Exit 20 as an industrial park and commercial property as well.
Okay.
About 350 acres industrial, 200 and so acres for commercial.
Wow.
And then the next connector will be on the north side of APD 40. That'll be the 3rd part of the project. So you've got Exit 20, Connector South, and Connector North.
Okay.
And work's being done, as you can see down there. Something that's interesting because of that project, and it is inside the city, we are now only 5.5 miles from Chattanooga, from city limit sign to city limit sign. It's not too far.
That's
No.
right.
It's
And they
walking
keep trying to get
distance.
further
It is
this
walking
way.
distance.
They keep trying to get further this way, and they want to take us over.
Yeah, they've come up.
We won't let 'em.
They've come up about 2.5 miles this side of Ooltewah,
Yeah.
and we've gone down a mile or so past Exit.
Is it going to be like a standoff one day where we're all
Oh,
the
there will
Riley
be.
County
Yes,
people in
yes.
line?
There will be.
County
Go
line.
to the border and just stand off
You
and
know what I'm saying?
have a big battle called the Green Orchard.
Let's do it.
The Green
Let's
Archery's
do it.
coming,
Yeah.
and the insurance.
You don't watch the Green Archer, evidently.
I watch it some. I've watched it a few times, but it's.
But I can't remember.
No, I know what
You
you're
know,
talking
everybody
about.
is cast properly. These are the crooks. They say
Right.
crooks.
Right.
And these are the good guys.
Now let me ask you this though: in watching The Green Archer, say what any particular episode, about how many times have you seen that episode?
Chapter 12 or chapter 13. I've seen it several times. And the Clampets, now the Clampets are different each time.
Yeah, the Clampets, we have the.
You've seen the one with the
original-
shotguns when they're going walking and they're going to go shoot the guy for being bad to
they
Ellie
were
Mae?
feuding. They were feuding.
Yes.
Yeah, they had a feud going on.
Yeah,
They
that's
were,
been
they were
going.
going to the Drysdale's house.
Yes, and they've had enough.
Sonny Drysdale was courting Ellie Mae.
Yeah,
And so they thought a feud would be going on there. Then the guy they
because
called
he didn't marry her, didn't ask
No,
her.
he never did. Then the guy they called Mr. Butler,
Yeah,
you know, he's in there too. Those are great programs.
I love those shows.
I mean, they really are. I'm
They
serious.
really,
They
you're
really,
absolutely
really are.
right.
I mean, they really.
That's
and
what
they're
TV
still,
was.
I mean, they're still funny to this day. I mean, that humor.
It's like
never
I Love
gets old.
Lucy is a funny show.
And those are some of the early versions.
Yeah, like
of,
the first
you
and
know,
second
yeah,
episode.
I mean, you don't see those very often anymore. In
No, you
syndication.
don't. No, you
And
don't.
so we're lucky to have them.
Well, and the great thing is because they're so old, and because we are lucky we don't have the true theme song. It's kind of
Right,
like
it's the right
a takeoff of maybe what the theme song
You
was.
don't have Flat and Scruggs.
Yeah, no.
Done the first part of it.
We got
they did that
Scrat
too.
and Flugs.
Yeah,
it's a
whatever-
whole different
whatever,
group that
whatever.
did the other song.
New president for Cleveland State coming up pretty
Yes,
soon.
that's
Yeah.
very
Yes,
true.
the interviews happened.
I
and
think there's
they-
down to 3 now.
Yep. they
We're
did
going to miss
that.
Dr. Hyde.
Yes,
Oh,
we
man.
are. Dr. Carl Hyde has been a wonderful guy, and what a good man. What a nice guy.
Been nice to the community as well.
Yes, he certainly has. And you
Yeah,
know,
he's
he's
a
from
fun
my
guy.
neck of the woods. You know, up there.
He is a Yankee.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's a Yankee.
And so
But-
that's
but-
why he's so
but-
nice. That's why he's so nice and so kind
Yeah,
and all of that.
But we sort of orthodoxed him. We made him a Southerner.
that's right.
well,
He
that's
he
true.
became a Southern gentleman.
I will tell you this. I will tell you this.
More than I
quick.
can say for.
Yes, I know what
I
you're
will tell you
saying.
this quick now. He is a UF guy, all right? University of Florida. He's a big Florida fan. However, he has a Tennessee tag on the front of his car, the UT tag. And so another Florida gentleman that used to own the station was talking with him one day and said, and he mentioned he was a Florida guy, Dr. Height did, and he said, well, wait a minute, you got a Tennessee? He said, listen, I'm the president of Cleveland State Community College. How do you think that would look if I put a Florida tag on there? So he puts the Tennessee tag on there. He likes Tennessee, but he's a UF guy. You know?
I think after last
I mean, he's leaving. What difference does it
after
make?
last week, I'd changed to Georgia, I believe.
I know. I think so too.
Well, Tennessee played a good game, didn't they?
Yeah, well, they played a good game when they beat South Carolina.
The last game, they held them down to about 50 touchdowns.
Yeah, it was 31-3, I think, with Mizzou.
Hey, had a good time at the Volley for Cure at Lee University Friday.
And how did that go?
It went well. The Lee volleyball team, the ladies beat Valdosta State
Hey,
in all 3 sets.
wow.
Raised about $50,000 for cancer.
No kidding. That's
Gave out
great.
2 scholarships.
That is
It was
terrific.
great.
That is very, very good. Very, very good. Yeah.
I wore a pink shirt.
Did you?
You looked good.
Yeah, I know.
You know, real men
thought
can
I'd
wear
say-
pink.
Now they can, yes, real ones can.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
real ones can.
But, I mean, I wear pink all the time. All right, so anything else you want to?
So my time's up.
It's
Your
about
time's
up.
up.
Now, Tracy's, is Ron Moore going to be here this
Yeah,
morning?
Ron will be here, and he'll tell you some good
I'll
stuff,
bet
too.
you, I'll guarantee you Ron has stopped to get something to eat.
I bet he hasn't.
He'll have 3 or 4 biscuits this morning.
Yeah, well, he better bring one for me.
Yeah. You haven't had breakfast yet?
No, I don't ever eat beforehand.
Oh.
She eats, though, from after the show for the
Oh,
rest of the day.
to
Yeah.
the next,
I
to the
do.
next show,
and
yeah.
he eats nothing at all anymore, and so he's always
She
just
says, "I'm no
looking at
fun
me, but
anymore."
He's
You
not
know,
any fun anymore.
you need food to funnel your brain, Joe, and I think you need some
Why
food.
should I start now?
You need some food, actually. New Hope Pregnancy Center is a great organization.
It's very good.
They need
And
diapers.
Tracy
Always
Shellhouse is a
need
wonderful
diapers.
lady.
Always seem to
Yeah,
have to
really.
resist. They always
That
need
is true,
diapers.
though.
You
But
know,
it is true.
if you're shopping at Walmart or wherever you're shopping, the grocery store, pick up a box of diapers and take and drop off to those
That's right.
people.
Absolutely.
Because they don't last forever.
They don't.
No, they don't.
You can only use them twice,
Yeah.
and then you got to chunk them.
Back when you were a boy, we used the cloth diapers.
That's right, and the big pins.
Yeah, yeah.
That would stick. in.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah, I
Loved
didn't.
it.
I didn't like those either. I think I used to get stuck just on purpose. Just
Yeah,
But
we
anyway.
still
Let a
do
lot of the
that.
air out of you when we did that as well.
well. All right. I'm still wearing them, by the way.
Oh, I know you are.
But
I
enough
know you
said.
are.
All right. So nothing else. So we got the Christmas parade coming up first weekend.
Tree
in
lighting,
December. Tree lighting
Friday
on
night,
Friday
Christmas
before.
parade on Saturday, starting at 6 o'clock. Tree lighting at 6.
It's less than a month away now.
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of mystery in that tree lighting. Mayor Davis and I, sometimes we try to light the tree like you normally light a tree, like plug it in or hit a switch. It never works. And one night we were there, and a little kid said it's going to take some magic. Well, I thought we were magical enough. And then, lo and behold, we heard jingle bells. And here comes a sleigh.
No kidding.
Yeah, the guy with the red suit, and I'll go ahead and tell you who it was. This Mrs. Claus was with him, and that's a giveaway. And he came out and sprinkled a little sunshine or sawdust or something, and the tree just lit up.
No
like that.
kidding.
Yeah. We've never been able to light it without
Without him there.
magic, yeah. Pixel dust, that's what we call it. I thought it's sawdust.
Sawdust.
Pixel
That's
dust,
all the
pixel
same
dust,
thing.
yeah. Magic
well,
dust.
That's how we get the lights at our house. I mean, like just the living room lights.
Yeah, you
He
throw
comes
the
and
sawdust down
I just,
there.
yeah, just
Yeah.
Sawdust down
it
like
gives an
candy.
excuse.
It's time for you to redo your tree and take the Halloween decorations off and put the Thanksgiving up and then put the Christmas
right.
decorations up.
Now, when will you start putting your tree up?
It's up.
Is it already up? Okay.
I like to do it the 1st of November.
Okay. A lot of people wait till like Thanksgiving, right day after, but
Yeah, but if you're going to put it up, it's a lot of trouble to put it up. Just get the best out of it.
That's right.
you know what? And we just and I'd be also remiss if we
Have the
didn't-
train around it too.
If we didn't mention this, you mentioned my birthday, but you've got a birthday coming up too at the end of the month,
Yes,
and I'll tell you the date, November 22nd.
that is correct. How do you remember that date?
I just remember it. You know how I do remember it? I
The
will
day
tell you.
President Kennedy got shot.
But that's not how I remember it. I remember it one time in particular. It was your birthday when we were all at CLE together, and a good friend, Andy Lockhart, sent you a dozen black roses.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yes.
And
They may have been sort of dead too.
they were dead. And there was a lot of people at the station that were not very happy about that.
No, they thought I was still okay.
See, Andy's calling me
Yeah.
right now saying,
Yeah.
"What are you bringing that up for?"
Yeah.
But let me go ahead. We're live television.
Is that goodbye music or what?
That's my son. He doesn't know that we do this every week. But yeah, so I remember that, and it just stuck in my head, and I thought, ooh, that, you know. But Andy was.
And one day, Mitchell Lyle had a commode delivered to the station when we were on Keith Street, and it was sitting out there. That
former
morning.
police commissioner Mitchell Lyle.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was police commissioner then.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, former then. He's not now.
No, not now. He was then.
But yeah, so a lot of people celebrate your birthday in very strange ways.
Strange ways.
And Sonny Hicks one time, I don't know where he got them, some store that had a sale on birthday cards. They were all been in the sun, they were faded and everything. When we were downtown where the steps were on Nicoya Street, he lined all the steps with hundreds of cards.
See, now that was nice.
That was nice, it sure was. It was different anyway, wasn't it?
The flamingos in the yard, the little sunflowers, all that kind of stuff.
Did you get any flamingos this year?
I didn't, thank goodness.
No, we've seen them around, though.
I wish I'd thought of that. We had them.
Did you get them?
at your house?
Sure did.
See?
Get them every year.
Ron wasn't going to do it, but I guess he did. I mean, I don't know who did it.
But we sent them on.
Like that,
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Well, thank you for being with us.
It's good to be here, and I want to come back if we do it. If it is, you know what I mean. Maybe a surprise or something
I'm not
like that.
hearing anything.
But I'm gonna wait around for Ron's biscuits.
Okay.
Yeah, because he'll bring them.
Oh, you know he will. He's generous. He'll bring them for everybody.
He always
will.
does.
Yeah.
I know he sure will.
He always does.
Well, thank you very much.
All right.
We'll see you.
We want to thank our mayor, Cleveland Mayor Tom Rowland, my dad, for being here with us today. And we
Hold it.
enjoyed
What about when you and Mike Cragen? You remember the Valentine?
Oh, please.
What's it, Valentine Day?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I remember that.
You were looking for the kingdom leader or something.
Yes, yeah. And I had that huge, big
Heart.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to be back. We've got Tracy Shellhouse and Ron Moore in the house when we return after this. Stay tuned.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Are you having trouble filing for disability?
Seems no one is concerned about your pain, the waiting, the denials.
While some representatives will meet with you in court, we will meet with you now to discuss your plan. We'll review with you the same file that the judges will see. Call us now. Social Security Law Center at Logan Thompson.
You're entitled to better.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy. Welcome back to Tennessee Valley This Morning. We have now joined by the lovely Tracy Shellhouse. We got rid of Mayor Rowland, and we now have Tracy Shellhouse of the New Hope Pregnancy Care Center, located here in Cleveland. Tracy, thank you for being with us.
And he was right. Bring you diapers.
Absolutely.
Listen to that.
We
city
always
mayor.
need diapers.
Now, out of all the things you probably need, that probably is the biggest. True?
That is our bulk,
Okay.
Right,
the bulk item that we need because we go through it so quickly. We do have cloth diapers, but very few of our clients choose to use them. I don't blame them.
No.
They've come a long way, though. It's not cloth diapers with the pins, Joe. They've actually become, they're more humane with snaps.
Snaps or Velcro.
Yeah.
I've seen them with Velcro.
And so, but yeah, we are always going through diapers. Our clients can come in and they can get 3 bundles of diapers with every one of their visits. And when you think of the client load that we have and how many diapers they can get, we actually have work days where we might have groups come in from Lee or from a service group with one of the high schools or even here at Cleveland State, and sometimes all they do is bundle diapers.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's what they're doing the whole time.
Now, we need to also say, I guess, the newborn size, right? Or
Well,
any size.
Actually, the
Right.
size that we tend to need the most is usually our 4s, 5s, and 6s, because most people who buy diapers and drop them by tend to bring newborns, 1s, and 2s. And the thing is, though, is they stay in those sizes for a shorter period of time. But the bigger diapers, it seems to be they can
last a
stay
longer
them
period.
longer.
Right, there's a longer period
Yeah.
of time. They don't grow as quickly because that first couple of months, it's just like with baby clothes. I mean, you
Yes.
don't want very many newborns because
Right.
if at all, because
They don't
I mean,
last
in a matter
long.
of 3 or 4 weeks, they're out
Actually,
of those
my
puppies.
my kids never fit in newborn stuff. So my first 2 were 10 pounds and 22 and a half inches.
So you
They
went
were
right
like
on up
they were
to
like
the
looked like
3 months.
3-month-olds, and I actually had to send my husband home with our first child and said, just go get something bigger that you think's cute.
right.
We couldn't put her little fat arms down into the sleeves.
Oh, how cute.
But it was awesome because people are so afraid they look at babies and they think they're so breakable. I mean, ours were like big old babies.
And probably when they're newborn is when they are the most resilient because their bones are still pliable and all that kind of stuff.
And we make the most mistakes. I mean, we do
Yeah.
that head
Absolutely.
rolling thing and we're like, oh.
Oh, no.
I mean,
the worst time was when I was putting a lid on a crystal candy dish, and I, to this day, don't know how I did it, but I managed to skim it like you would skim a rock on the water and go off the coffee table right across the top of her head and into the floor. She was sound asleep, and then she was no longer sound asleep, and then Mama and Baby were both crying. You always feel horrible when you hurt them.
I know, I did that.
Yeah.
I clipped the little
I did
his
that to
finger.
Chip.
Oh,
I
it
know.
was
He was
awful
laying there so
doing it. I
peaceful, and then
know.
you see him go, and then it just exploded. Yeah, I
yeah,
felt
lots
horrible.
of mistakes and taking them out of the baby swing. I mean,
Swings have gotten better.
yes, they have.
Now they have the open top.
Yeah, they have the open top.
Well,
and
what's
you
so
can go
weird
back
about
to the
that, and they've gotten quieter, because what we would do is we'd put them in there, you crank it, you
Yes.
put it, and then it goes, and they go to sleep. But then when it slows down, and then you
Yes.
it goes like that, and then
Oh, yeah.
and then it goes again.
Yeah.
But now I think they're quiet.
They've got battery operated
Right,
ones,
now
or
they
ones you
just
plug
push it-
in.
Right.
Let's have another kid just
It
for
was.
that.
I'm telling you, they have so many new cool things. It is
I
amazing
know.
because we get new donations, or we'll have someone drop things by, and I'm like, if they had had this when I had children, I might have had more. Because I'm sure it would have been easier. Because with our third, I had a friend who loaned me their swing. And Emma Grace pretty well lived in it for the first 3 months of her life because she slept so well in it. She slept better in the swing than she did in her bed, our bed.
Corey, same thing.
And honestly, sometimes I feel a little guilty about putting her in the swing.
But not too bad. Not too much.
But sometimes you're so sleep deprived, it just overrides the guilt, and you just don't
Well,
care
tell
anymore.
us real quick, because we've just got a little bit of time today. Tell us real quick about what's going on, what's happened,
Well,
and
We
what's
just
going
finished
on.
the Walk for
Okay,
Life
yes.
on October 26th, and it was freezing cold. I think we
Yeah.
began
I
in the
know
morning, and it was about
the
28
coldest around.
degrees.
It was that morning.
But we really had a great turnout. We had about 580 to somewhere above 600 come. We definitely noticed we didn't have as many babies and strollers as we usually do, and I'm sure it's because of the weather.
Cold, right.
But still, to have 600 plus when it is freezing cold outside is a great turnout. We, I think, to date have raised about $42,000 out of that event. Absolutely wonderful. We are now beginning to roll into our year end.
Right.
hoping people will remember us in their giving,
Okay.
especially as they're looking for tax write-offs. We're a good place to get a tax write-off.
Give them money.
And then we have Sanctity of Human Life coming up in January. You know, it never slows down. We never stop. We are already planning one thing as we're wrapping up another. And, you know, I can remember my husband looking at me and he's like, when's the slow season? And I'm like, we never have a slow season. And that's the thing, when you're in service and you're serving your community and you're doing it out of love, you never have a slow season. And but it's all joy.
Right.
It
Well,
really
people
is.
are getting pregnant every day.
You better believe
They don't
it.
stop. It's not like
And they're finding us more. I think I shared with you guys already, but in by the end of June, our satellite office, New Hope East, which is at on Blythe Avenue, New Hope East had already saw as many clients as it did all of 2012 by June. We have, I think, quadrupled our pregnancy test clients.
No kidding.
Our Hispanic Latino clients are up by 425%. Because we have really targeted being able to meet that need in the community, because we see it's a growing need. And many other nonprofits, we've all been collaborating and going, how can we meet this need? We know that it's one that we have in our community. And we have been very blessed with some local, we have a Lee University student who comes and translates. It has been absolutely amazing what has been happening this year.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a
you
good
know,
idea.
I mean,
Yeah.
for you guys, I mean, I know it's hectic but that's what you're there for. That's what
Yes.
your mission is. That's
Yes.
what you want to do. And to have that much awareness in the community
Yes.
about New Hope and the services that you provide, I mean, to see those numbers rise and to do all
Yes.
of that has to make you sit up a little straighter
it's
and
exciting.
be very thankful and that
Yeah.
you're reaching that many people.
And we're seeing more people reaching out to us. We had 5 different student groups from Lee University that participated in the walk this year as far as volunteering and helping make it happen. We had people from Cleveland High School. We had Bradley. We had Walker Valley. We had a lot of the middle schools there. Of course, Coach Gates with the FCA and Circle of Champions at Cleveland Middle is always involved every year, but we had more and more groups. I don't know if you're familiar with the Skills USA groups out of Cleveland High School, automotive, culinary, engineering, all these different groups. We had automotive, engineering, and culinary, all 3 represented there. The culinary arts program actually cooked food and sold it at the walk, and all of the profit went toward our walk. And they chose us as as their service project. I think one of my favorite ones, though, is I was at the office one day and this young man came in, and he's a senior at Bradley Central High. And he started telling me, well, I called down here and I spoke with somebody, and I was quickly realizing I was not the person he spoke with. And I was trying to figure out, who he needed to talk to. And what happened is he and 3 other young men from Bradley High School had chosen us as their service project, and they were wanting to volunteer at the walk, and they were also walking and raising funds. And I thought, 4 young men
Teenagers.
chose New Hope. And, I laughed and I told my husband later, I was like, that is absolutely awesome. And then I thought about it and I said, or they all 4 were out the day they got to choose which organization that they were going to help, and they got stuck with us. Maybe that's the way it went down, but they had a great attitude about it either way. And so, but we've had more and more people coming to us. But part of the reason I believe is because we have really targeted reaching out to those groups, reaching out to the high schools, reaching out to the schools. And it has been absolutely phenomenal. And we're definitely seeing our pregnancy test numbers rise. And I've had a few people go, well, that's not a good thing, is it? And I'm like, look, they've been here.
Right.
There are a lot more
just
people
now coming.
pregnant than who we are seeing. It's just a matter of they're finally recognizing we're here and they're coming to us. And,
Real quick, we got 30 seconds left. Tell us where to send the money.
Well, and then what you've got coming up next.
Diapers and all the rest. Just give us a
Well,
breakdown.
you can always drop by our offices. We have one on Blythe Avenue. We also have an office on Mouse Creek Road. And right by the Mr. Zip and behind the Home Depot. It's a really easy one to find. And actually, if you're dropping off donations, that's the best place, especially if it's material donations. You can go to our website at newhopepcc for pregnancycarecenter.org, or you can call us at 423-479-5825. But if you go to that website, you can get all the information, our hours, where to drop it off. You can also check us out on Facebook. You can like us, and you get to find out about what all's going on. We have some amazing things. And also, when we have prayers and concerns or praises, we post them so people can stay really connected with what we're doing. And we're also always looking for volunteers.
That's right.
We do need donations, we do need financial help, but we need manpower.
That's right.
We
And
really
they'll
do.
take your time, they'll take your money, they'll take your
Yes.
stuff, and they'll take
And
your
they'll
time.
put it to a very good use.
Anything, they'll just take you. They'll just
Yes,
take you
absolutely.
in general and put you to work for them, and that's a great organization. So Tracy, thank you so much.
Thank you for having
We're
me.
in a rush this morning. We got to we have listened to the mayor this morning. Because
Yes.
he's-
It was
he's
fun. It was a
I
good
know he
segment.
is. I know
Yes,
he
he
is.
is.
He's
He's
a lot
always
of
fun.
fun.
And he said good
He's
things
always-
about New Hope, so I really
Yes.
enjoyed
Absolutely,
it.
he did. Absolutely. So, and he
absolutely
said, bring
did.
your diapers. So thank you
Yes.
so much, and we'll see you next month.
Okay,
All right.
awesome.
Thank you, Tracy. All right, folks, we're going to be back in just a few. We've got Ron Moore in the house when we return after this. Stay tuned.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Are you having trouble filing for disability?
Seems no one is concerned about your pain, the waiting, the denials.
While some representatives will meet with you in court, we will meet with you now to discuss your plan. We'll review with you the same file that the judges will see. Call us now, Social Security Law Center at Logan Thompson.
You're entitled to better.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy. Hello and welcome back to Tennessee Valley This Morning. My wife was just dissing me.
I wasn't.
You know, the breaks are a lot more fun.
Right, you should be here in between.
Yes.
And Ron did bring the biscuits this
Yes,
morning.
I did, yeah.
But Tom doesn't get it.
No.
No.
I hid them under the counter till
Yes,
Tom got
thank
out here.
goodness.
I've seen him eat. You know.
That's right. All right, go fast, Ron.
What do we got? What are we talking
I'm
about?
going to talk about Cleveland, Tennessee, 1960.
Oh, that's the year I was born.
The mayor was still mayor then.
Yes.
There's a big change happening in Bradley County in about 1960. One of the things was happening that Key Street was starting to be built.
Okay.
US 11 came down South Lee Highway, around through the district, downtown district, up what we call McCoy Street with US 11. We didn't have a Key Street or a bypass street at that time, no APD 40 of course at that time. And that's when the village was starting to be built too. So all that together, and was about to be the death knell for downtown Cleveland as we who grew up. Something else happening right about 1960, we got this decision that we wanted to rebuild our courthouse here. We had an older courthouse that probably needed to be upgraded somewhat for electrical purposes, not yet computers, but that would be coming. But instead we decided to tear down this beautiful old courthouse. And there's some pictures.
Parking lot.
Well, we put in a parking garage there. So we moved the old courthouse while it was being torn down. We moved and rented buildings around town. But if you knew where old Hall Chevrolet laid down Emmett down at 5 Points, a lot of those buildings was used as the courthouse, and they just stacked things in there, and people sort of walked in between there. So this was pretty. I think it was a sad time. We built what we have today, and you know how ugly that courthouse is.
A lot of people do.
And a few years ago, we did put the red brick out there on the blonde building, or as I said, we put the lipstick on the pig. And I'll continue to say that. Nothing we can do about it now. But one of the great places to shop downtown was Abel's Hardware. I got my first Pee Wee Herman bicycle there. I had fenders and luggage rack and baskets and bales and tassels.
Whoa.
Pee Wee would have been excited about that, and I proved to be a nerd very early in my days there. But there you could get guns, nails, you could get air for your scuba diving tank. You know, they had furniture, and something else that I thought was very interesting. Claude Clymer, who later became the county court clerk for about 30 years, repaired watches there at Abel. He had a little stand back there, and people used to talk about how he could take those, deal with those little bitty screws and things and put those things together. So I think that was interesting that that's what Claude's job was before he became that. I had not known that until people told me that. There were places like Dooley's Drugstore, Central Drugstore, Moore's Drugstore, Ted's Drugstore, all right downtown within a couple of blocks of each other, and every one of them had a snack bar. And, you know, and the snack bars were really, really good, you know, and some had hot slaw and some had pimento cheese sandwiches. They all had some kind of malt or shake or something of that nature. Oh, yeah. And then we had other stores like Draper's and Darwin's, Harshberger and Stratton's, Graber's, Teens of Tots, Thomas Hill's, which later became Bledsoe's, Lay's, Five and Dime, and Woolworth's, all downtown. And then right off the main block down there, you could walk down there, and Cleveland Utilities, then was Cleveland Electric, was in where the mayor's office is now. And on the next street over, there's a little place called the Grand Lunch. Oh my goodness. Yes, when you walked in and you basically said you wanted meatloaf, potatoes, beans, and corn, and 5 seconds later, someone put it on a plate and someone was delivering it to you. I mean, the food was fast and quick. It was, and everybody told you, the Osmond family owned that and ran that. Of course, down the street, right behind the Cherokee had its own restaurants and fine dining in there. But there was the Teddy Bear.
Right.
The Teddy Bear was great. If you wanted your baseball gloves back then, earlier you got it at Abel's, and then Cooper's Bookstore, which was a bookstore where you used to get your school books at, become more of a sporting goods type store, or go down to Otasco's. That's where you got your softballs and your baseballs and your gloves and all the paraphernalia you needed for that. Of course, the lawyers hadn't moved in downtown yet. And of course,
no, that's all that's down here.
Well, yeah, and you know, and we won't speak about that.
No, we won't.
No, we won't
After
talk about
today,
that.
we will never speak
No,
about it again.
never mention of them again. You know, but of course, downtown, you know, started changing after all that. You know, Harshberger and Stratton left, and you know that building really's never had anything else in it now. They put some beautiful murals up on there right now of some older Cleveland scenes and that nature. Of course, now the old Parks Belks building is gone now, giving into Lee University.
That's right, that was Parks Belks.
It sure was. That's where it was. Actually, it was down the street a little bit, but then they moved over there.
Right.
I think Parks Belks was actually where Harshberger and Stratton was, on that corner of Central and
Now,
Ocoee.
did it move to the Village, or was that Miller's? What was
Miller's was at the
Miller
Village.
was all the way down. That's where
Right.
Check and the Catch
But
headquarters is now.
Woolworth's moved into the mall, into the Village
And-
Mall.
and it's gone.
And it still had the
Right.
counter.
I wish it was
Kresge's had Jack Spratz.
Kresge's was in there,
Yeah.
that's right.
You had,
What an easier time.
someone
And the
talking-
lemon tree, remember the
lemon
lemon
tree,
tree?
yes,
That was older day. That was,
Oh, yeah.
back in the 70s probably.
And at Kresge's there, you went in with a pen and you pricked a little balloon and you decided whether you got a 9-cent milkshake or a 99-cent milkshake.
Oh, no kidding.
Most
I
of
don't
them
remember
seem to always be 99 cents. So
Right, I know.
kept going because I'd have to drink 5 to try to get a 9-center, you know. But, so
But
That's
how
wild.
fun. I know, and the bowling alley used to be in the bottom
Right.
there. And I remember as a kid, all the different things. I can't remember his name right now. It just slipped me. We talked about him last week, the guy, or maybe you put something on Facebook. But the horse, what was his name? That the Little Debbie program.
Bob Brandy.
Bob Brandy.
Bob Brandy. That's where he
Yeah.
used to come when he came to Cleveland.
Well,
He
Bob
was
Brandy
over
came
at
a
the
lot of
Village.
places, and
Bob.
his grandson lives here in Cleveland.
Bob Brandy.
And,
I had the
I
biggest
hope we're
crush
going
on
to talk
him.
to him soon. And a lot of people did, and of course, all the guys had the one on Ingrid.
Yes.
You know.
Right, Ingrid. Right.
Also, the downtown buildings, most of those buildings have basements in them.
Right.
And some of them still have dirt floors and things. And Abel's, that's where the toys were and where you got your tanks. That over in Stampers, which was Abel's had furniture, but also did Stampers. Abel was what I call the everyday man furniture, and Stampers was still the more high end, and it still is today. And Stampers has a ghost too.
Yes, yes.
They do.
Yes.
They do.
And there's a
And
bear
see,
broke
my
in there one time.
A bear broke.
A bear broke into Stampers one time.
I hit a bear with my truck.
Yeah, not too long ago.
That's right. In my 4th grade
We
teacher
digress.
was Mrs. Abel, was the Abel's daughter. When I was
Yes.
in the 4th grade, she was my teacher at North Plain.
All right. I think we're out of time.
We're out of
I think
town,
that's it.
Ron.
Hey, folks, we're going to
Bye.
see you next time on Tennessee Valley This Morning. We want to thank Mayor Tom, Ron, and Tracy Shellhouse. We'll see you next time. Have yourself a good rest of the week.